What's up, everyone? It's your boy Shaft, aka That Mill Guy, here with you with not a mill list. This is a mill adjacent list. This is me expanding my content. We're talking modern Dimir rogues. We're using the graveyard more so for value. There is a world where we can mill our opponent out, but right now the primary role is really just take them from 20 to 0. We are using graveyard adjacent pieces of value. Obviously, we are milling them out with stuff like Thieves Guild Enforcer and Soaring Thought Thief to enable the graveyard to turn on cards like Drown in the Loch, enable shenanigans with Dauthi Voidwalker, even stealing things with Zerit Sand. Fallen Shinobi is a little bit different. I'm testing these both out just because Fallen Shinobi doesn't rely on the graveyard to steal cards from the top of the library. Zerit Sand, you don't have to pay for the cards, takes card out of their library, but it could be some negative synergy when you think of Dauthi Voidwalker. So just some enabling there. We'll see what happens. Into the Story obviously becomes our primary draw spell, and don't be tricked by the 20 lands. Of course, we have Agadeem's Awakening, or 19 lands, we have Agadeem's Awakening as our 20th. So because of the kind of mix, Snapcaster Mage, and oh, I took that bad boy out. We need to bring that back in. Because of the mix of Snapcaster Mages and Fallen Shinobis, I decided not to go with the full playset of Cavern of Souls and just go with a more kind of Dimir mana base and see where that goes. I've added Field of Ruins in those places. So if you went with just rogues like Saffron Olive did in his Against the Odds video, then, you know, definitely the 4 Cavern of Souls is the way to go with a list like this. So again, the value here is really Thoughtscour is our primary draw spell, Into the Story is our long game, a Dimir interaction package with hand disruption spells, some rogues to really just attack through. Brazen Borrower as a nice way. We have a lot of 1-drops. You're thinking Chalice of the Void, especially with Chalice Control. Brazen Borrower is here to help deal with that. Now, obviously, you know, there is a world where I drop one of these cards and just play a 4th Brazen Borrower just because it is pretty sweet. Just being able to deal with permanents like Blood Moon and Chalice of the Void is going to be very key. So this is a card that I could see myself going up 1 more copy in the main board. But other than that, the sideboard here, pretty simple. The regular blue package that I like in my mill decks, I might play another Aether Gust or 2, but Mystical Disputes, Test of Talents, powerful cards, especially when you think about Snapcaster Mage being able to recur them if you start Thought Scouring yourself. Crippling Fear is something I want to test just because it's pretty sweet in Arena, where you choose a creature type, and creatures that aren't that type get -3/-3. So you choose rogues, and then all your rogues don't get hit by that. What's nice is when you think of Fallen Shinobi doesn't die because it's a 5/4. Obviously, it kills Snapcaster Mage, but every other rogue in the deck lives. So it's a board wipe that can help clear creatures through and just swing. Obviously, it's going to be a little bit tougher with O4s. I'm thinking of primarily Elementals decks or Rhino tokens. So it may not be a card that we necessarily even want to deal with in the long term, but we'll see. Cobra and Aether Gust, Cling to Dust become our primary options against red. I think this is just the type of deck that has to fall to red decks, and that's going to be one of the downsides you'll have to deal with. Dauthi Voidwalker is here. The full playset is complete across the 75 for Graveyard Hate. Seems like the best option, really, along with Cling to Dust and the one Hive of the Eye Tyrant. And Infernal Grasp is here for an additional piece of large creature hate, Murktide Regents, Elementals, decks that probably will become problematic for us. Earwig Squad is really one of the coolest cards I've ever seen, especially coming out of the Rogue deck. So Earwig Squad can come down for its Prowl cost if you attack with a Rogue or a Goblin, in this case just a Rogue for us. And when it enters the battlefield for its Prowl cost of 3, you can then search a target opponent's library for 3 cards and exile them. So it's kind of like a weird surgical extraction that's like aggressive. So I know, like, we're not, so this is a deck that clearly is probably taking some level of an L to Tron, right? Just regular green Tron. I've tried to put in the Field of Ruins for that, but Earwig Squad seems like pretty interesting, like anti-combo hate or anti just like out hate. So if you know that there's a card in their deck that's going to stop you, just Earwig Squad, and like it seems a pretty good way to deal with that. So this is kind of fun. I'm excited to get this off and see what that's about. But catch y'all for the games, and if this is the type of thing you want to see in the future, let me know what deck you want to see that's mill adjacent. I'm definitely doing more, and hey, maybe we might start playing some Dredge. Catch y'all for the games. All right, everyone, we're here for game 1. I am a little unpracticed when it comes to just attacking on in Modern, so bear with me here. I have been playing rogues and other similar stuff in Historic and Arena and stuff, so Not completely there, but oh man, if we were playing mills, would have been a great archive trap start. But okay, so we'll play Hive the Eye Tyrant, and we'll just start him out there. So we'll probably just play Thieves Guild Enforcer very simply. So I'm seeing Scalding Tarn. I'm thinking maybe Murktide Regent. So definitely gonna try and keep that in check. They haven't revealed Luros and they're playing Scalding Tarn, right? Like that's the type of clue I'm thinking of here. Okay, and obviously we have the Brazen Borrower for it, but if they play some type of like abhorrent threat, okay, so that we definitely want to. Okay, Pyromancer's Ascension, so we're gonna mill them over just a bit, and okay, so this looks like some type of storm deck. Ooh, we don't have Flusterstorm in our sideboard, but we do have Drown in the Loch. So let's see where that takes us. So Thieves Guild Enforcer requires 8 cards. Some of these numbers do matter. Remember that Soaring Thought Thief for its board effect to come on. We require 7 cards. Into the Story requires 7. Thieves Guild Enforcer requires 8. There's all these like random small numbers you got to keep track of. So that will matter, especially if they're just like aggressively fetching like this. Yeah, they'll Thought Scour themselves. Like it. It's fine. Interesting to see. I'm interested to see what this is. I wonder if I'm like going up against a streamer or something. Tyler the Gatherer. Like, I don't know. Pyromancer's Ascension in Modern right now? That's a thing, I guess. So our cards now. Kind of draw into a land, so I'll do this. They might just kill in response. Now we probably don't have a counter spell here. Oh no, they won't. They'll let it live. That's fine. So we'll play this. Name Rogues. And I don't think I'm in the mood to be like that aggressive here. So I think I'll just attack, right? Like, oh, I messed up. I have to click. Oh my god. I'm sorry, folks. Here I am like punting already. You see, I'm not used to attacking. I mean, that's fine. That's fine. Both these creatures have flash. So that's not a problem to me. So you unsubstantiate something, that's fine. They probably would have done that anyway. There you go. See? Might not have gotten the attack through anyway. So let's see what they have. And I think probably what I'll do is I'll Drown in the Loch, flash in Thieves Guild, take it from there, right? Okay, well, they're getting their lands. I kind of need my lands too. But it's okay. Playing a low land count. That's just what happens. Okay, so we'll play this sucker here. Yeah, so can't be countered. Mill 2. Oh, a Wish deck, eh? Alright. Flash this sucker in. And see what you got here. Okay, Remand, sure. Keep drawing through. Untap. Fatal Push. Okay, so I'm not going to make the mistake now. There you go. Attack through. Okay, they're at 11. All right. We're doing stuff and things. We're doing stuff and things. I doubt this deck plays Creep. Well, you know it does. It's playing Electromancers. Card in your graveyard, put a counter on it, and whenever an instance. Okay, all right. That's fine. Okay, that's fine. Get your 3 red. I'm really looking for, like, they have a bunch of cards in their hand, right? So that's fine. They have 2 cards in their hand. I'm really looking for, like, what are you casting right now? Okay, there you go. So counter this sucker. Yeah, we'll counter that. Yeah, you have 1 card in hand, so okay, yeah, that's what I was wondering. I was like, okay. Yeah, 4 cards in hand. You're going for something here. Let the rituals resolve, you know? Yeah, so this feels like a match where now we definitely want to resolve Dauthi Voidwalker. Now that that's here. So we'll play the Dauthi. Oh. Yeah, so definitely make it uncounterable. Yeah, so now we're just putting cards into exile. think I'll actually grab Watery Grave, and I'll Petty Theft this sucker. Perfect. So I'll just kind of hide this. Oh, their opponent just concede. Okay, perfect. There you go. All right, we're doing interactive rogue things. All right, fun. Probably misplayed. I honestly probably misplayed that on in multiple ways, but okay. So a matchup like this, Clinging Dust seems fine. Thoughtscour seems kind of medium. So I feel like I'm not going to get a lot of permanent. So Xerath Sand doesn't seem that great. Honestly, our bigger spells don't seem that great. I think I'll bring in some of, yeah, definitely all of that, all of this. Maybe Earwig Squad, honestly. Just maybe Earwig Squad. I could drop it into the story. Fatal Push seems fine. Thoughtseize doesn't seem that great. Their CMC seems to be pretty low. Oh yeah, the Voidwalkers for sure. So now that we're on the draw, I could drop an Inquisition. I think we'll play like this. Earwig Squad is definitely an option. It just feels a little too late. Like I might not get it because they'll bring in more interaction against me now. So it's an option. But yeah, we saw the Electromancers in there. So this is some type of Storm deck. They're probably playing Brawl. They're probably playing Goblin Electro. We know they're playing Electromancer, but they're probably playing Brawl too. So yeah, and yeah, they're playing stuff like Unsubstantiate. So Mystical Dispute seems fine, and Test of Talents, yeah, this card should be a slam dunk. So we'll keep this. Yeah, Test of Talents should be a slam dunk. Good set of lands off the top here. Good set of lands off the top here. Yeah, we'll play this. It's fine. What do you got for me? Okay, Thoughtscour yourself. Alright, probably a counter spell for my Thieves Guild, which is fine. If you want to remend it, so be it. Now kill it. Okay, alright, so get the trigger off. Enable your graveyard, fine. Alright, that's a lightning bolt not going out my face, and I'm fine with it. It's only they do have to storm off and do stuff like that, right? So let's play. Yeah, we can still tap it for colorless. So let's play this, naming Rogue. And we have both our Test of Talents up, so this is gonna be a pretty good interaction heavy game. Should be able to meme out our first opponent. Fingers crossed, anyway. Fingers crossed. So Dauthi Voidwalker is going to be big in this matchup. It's just I saw the lightning bolt, so I think we should just, you know, we shouldn't let it just disappear. Okay, Brawl is interesting, in which case I will just flash this sucker in. Okay. All right, well, Fatal Push off the top. Okay, well, really just casting one spell. Yeah, so putting cards in their graveyard, that's fine. We are attacking, that's the key, right? So yeah, I'll attempt to interact with this. No, you know what? Let it resolve. Let it resolve. You know what? Because they have the blue up. That's what I'm worried about. They have the blue up. Okay. I don't know. It's now or never, right? Like, you have it or you don't. Okay. All right, fine. So get your spell. Oh, word? Why did that resolve? Counter target. Wait, why? So it can't be countered. Oh, but I still like exile copies. Oh, that's interesting. This is such a cool interaction. So regardless of whether or not this, I've never actually run across this situation. So regardless of whether or not the spell actually gets countered, you Yo, this is free TikTok content right here. Hey, for everyone watching this video, seeing me post my shorts and on TikTok, yo, this is free content right here. That's interesting. That is interesting. Okay, I did not, unless this is a bug. No, it's literally just not attached to the counter. That's interesting. Okay. All right. Cool, cool, cool. All right. I mean, I tried. They have the Veil of Summer. That's why they went for it. So I don't blame them. Yeah. Let's see what they got. Let's see what they got. Yeah, you're gonna ritual away. You're gonna wish again. Sucks is I don't get that one copy of the wish. Yeah. Okay. Let me see the win. Let me see the win. Maybe I should just like aggressively get out a thing here. Did I have enough there? Oh, Stormcrown's at 17. Yeah, that's fine. All right. Okay, fine, fine. Yeah, Giant Grape Shot. Okay, cool. Cool, cool, cool. Just a kind of weird version of a Storm deck, really. Yeah, I don't think anything changes. I could bring in the Aether Gust. Yeah, I could bring in the Aether Gust. Let me think here. Maybe I should drop a Thought Scour or two. Just bring back an Inquisition. I don't really want to enable the graveyard as much. So yeah, bring back an Inquisition. We're on the play. See where that takes us. Earwig Squad's an option, though. I don't know. It just feels too slow against a deck like this. I think we have to mulligan this. This seems a little bit better. Not that by that much, but it seems a little bit better. We'll keep this. Drop this. Alright, get that sucker out. Force them to interact with it. Just play it out. It's fine. See if they bolted off the top here. Play. Yeah, I would like to pay 3 life there. And let me think here. I think I just play Soaring Thought Thief. I think I just play Soaring Thought Thief here. And that way, they have Bolt. I don't know. I don't want to risk it. I don't want to risk it. Yeah, okay, so they'll bolt that. Okay. All right. So play this and pass through. Oh. All right, let's okay, so we can attack through here. So this is what I'm wondering. I haven't drawn a land. This is what's tricky here. I haven't drawn a land. And I would like to hold a Fatal Push. They would have just played it here, right? So you know what? Just attack through. We don't need to do anything spicy here. Just attack through. Mill 2. Okay. I don't think we play out Dauthi here. They have a full hand. I feel like they have at least another piece of interaction here. Sure. And in order to really properly go off, they need a Pyromancer's Ascension or a Mana Reducer, right? So in order to properly go off. So either one of those, I have the Borrower or the Push 4. Okay, perfect. I can just bang. So that's dead. Perfect. So I'll do this and then Perfect. So those cards are entering exile, and those are two cards that I can cast. I mean, I got rid of one of the win conditions. I got rid of one of the grape shots. Something. It's something. Okay. Are they just going for like a value wish? Okay, wish. All these cards that they've cast have gone into their graveyard, so there is that. They already played the land per turn. They only have 2 blue. They can only like unsubstantiate something. Oh, well, okay. Yeah, that's a thing. I mean, I guess. So now we cast Petty Theft for sure. Now we cast Petty Theft for sure. See, this is you know, this is where the power is coming at. If y'all haven't watched my How to Beat Murktide region, this is one of the things I was talking about. Returning cards back to their back to where they belong. Yeah, I think we just attack through. There's nothing. Without paying its mana cost, eh? It's interesting. Like, I could sack it. I could play Manamorphose, and then I don't know, play like Dauthi Voidwalker. Like, I don't know. Is that what I'm trying to do? I don't know. I think I'm just trying to attack them, honestly. That's what I'm thinking about here. Do I take that small value and just play out the other Dauthi? Like, I get a draw card. Yeah, you know what? I'll go with that line. Smell 2 more cards. Anything interesting? No. I could even, yeah, so I'll, yeah, okay. Don't let the mana disappear. So I'll sack. I will cast Manamorphose. Oh, I didn't cast the Dauthi. I messed up. I thought this automatically cast. So I'll go blue, blue. I thought that automatically cast. I genuinely thought that automatically cast. Oh my god, I'm misplaying so much. All right, lot to learn, lot to learn. We'll just play out the Brazen Borrower. We'll just play out the Brazen Borrower, it's fine. Because I have the other Petty Theft, right? So, okay, land. So they are able to play it again. They can just exile all cards in their thing here. I'm wondering what route they'll go here, though. If they just want to turn it into an 8/8, oh, they'll wish. Okay. I'm wondering, what are they gonna cast here, though? What do they wish for? Because they played the Murktide last turn, and they're demonstrating to me that they want to play this long game. They want to play with Murktide Regent. So what are they trying to do here? Definitely going to be something out of like way left field or whatever. I don't know. Blue, blue. Yeah, okay. So they're going to try and play Murktide again. That's fine. And then these just lose their value. That's fine. That's fine. So I'll just petty theft that again. If I could just draw land, that'd be great. Oh my god. Yeah, petty theft on that sucker. Yeah, Mystical Dispute's actually pretty interesting here. Oh yeah, baby! Yo, first match is a win. This is how you beat Murktide Regent. Refer to the video earlier in the week. There you go. All right, good stuff, good stuff. All right, party people. We got game 2 happening right now. And, just keeping things simple. A lot of misplays happened in the last game, but this is more like a interactive hand right now that we got. So we'll keep this. It's fine. A little bit slower. No forward pressure. Oh, now all of a sudden it's problematic. Yup. Okay, so we are definitely going to be throwing out the Thought Scour ASAP. ASAP. And we're going to try and drown in the Loch the first thing this Tron deck tries to play. And I don't know, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed, please, 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 please. Oh no, they just have like Nat Tron here. They quite literally just have Nat Tron. Okay. 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 I'm liking things so far. Okay. Yeah, so this might be how we show off the weakness of this deck. Just off the top, really quick. All right, feed their graveyard. And try our best. Okay, so Counterspell is up. Do they have Natron? Do you have Natron? Please tell me you don't have Natural Tron. That would be absolutely god-smacking awful. Oh, please, 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 please. Please tap out for the Expedition. Yes. Yes. Okay, good, good. And they even tapped out the tower, so this next card they're going to play is only going to be 2. The next line is only going to be 2. I love it, I love it. All right, all right. Power plant enters the battlefield untapped. I love it, I love it. So we're playing rogues. We playing rogues opponent. All right, we managed to get there a little bit in time with our Field of Ruin. So let's mill them over first. Because that might influence our decision based on a card that we put in there. All right, no, Yavimaya Cradle. Ooh, that is spicy, I'll tell you that. That is spicy. All right, go to our main, play the field. Hit the power plant. Okay. Okay. All right. Fine. You got your Warping Well off. That's fine. So this might be slightly problematic. Again, thinking about we have now given them green. We're giving them green. So that's going to be a way for them to cast any Sylvan Scryings that they might have. Which is how they might get Tron here. But we had to stop them. We had to stop them. That was no way, shape, or form there. Alright, so they just have it. That's fine. That's fine. There's not much we're doing about this. And they probably do have a payoff of some level that we cannot really interact with. And that's it's just the way the cookie crumbles, I guess. That's just the way the cookie crumbles. Yeah. Alright, so we'll concede there. Weren't able to beat it. Yeah, this is going to be a massive hole in our plan. 110%. And we'll just have to deal with it. So, we are going to be taking out Fatal Pushes for sure. We're going to bring in the Earwig Squad. We're going to bring in yeah, this is a matchup I'm genuinely like I genuinely was just like, all right, whatever. I don't know. We could play like 4 surgical extractions in the sideboard. I know that's what Saffron is doing. As a way to deal with like the Tron matchup, which is something I'm thinking about. I just figured I wouldn't run into it, but hey, I mean, that's the leagues. That's what we got to do. So I think I'll just bring in a Dauthi and call it. Yeah, I think I'll just bring in a Dauthi and call it. Like I really don't know what else to do otherwise. We could bring the Cobrews, but like that's like such minimal value. I feel like the Dauthi's at least like we can at least like cast Karns, like cast their big creatures or whatever. We can try and temple them out that way. But yeah, it's really drown or nothing here. Yeah, I mean that works. We get to Thoughtseize them. At least it's something. See what we can do. Yeah, this is definitely a matchup that's a little bit trickier for the mill. Or sorry, for the rogue stack. Much easier for the mill deck. That's fine. Okay, so they have Natural Tron. Oh. Well then. Well then. Okay. And I don't have a single field of ruin. Alright, okay. I mean, hey, it's fine. We got to meme out our last opponent. If we take the L here, this is fine. Definitely one of the holes we have in this matchup. So maybe we do need to bring in Surgical Extraction to really help with the combo matchups or just matchups like this. We'll take it from there. We'll see. So, I mean, the one positive thing we have right now is that, you know, they have Tron, but they don't, as far as we know, they don't have a payoff. They could just be drawing into non-lands, or like not non-lands. They could just be drawing into more lands. We'll see. Yeah. And we're just trying the literal wrong half of our deck. That's fine. The literal wrong half of our deck. So let's see what they do here. They'll play Tron, they'll play Payoff, right? They'll play Tron, they'll play Payoff. Hopefully it's just a creature, like maybe like a Wormcoil Engine or whatever, and we can just return it to their hand and kind of take it from there. We're a bit far ways off from enabling into the story, but you have it. Maybe I need to play the Saffron Olive version and just lean more into the discard element. Could help, but we'll see. So I'm thinking, yeah, Karn the Great Creator. Yep. So depending on what they play here, we could just minus and kill it. If they get something like Ensnaring Bridge, then we bounce that. Actually, we don't need to bounce it really, because I can still attack through with the Brazen Borrower. But it's not really a solution. I don't know, because then they just have it. Yeah, so I think we just swing into the Karn and just try and take it from there, one step at a time. Because now their hand's just like a mystery, really. We haven't seen this. We've seen this power plant, this tower. We haven't seen this mine. So they have liquid metal coating. So I'll grab this, cast the Brazen Borrower. Yeah. That was probably a mistake. I probably should have waited for them to use one more mana. Oh, no, there you go. Okay, so we can attack and kill the Karn, which is good. And then the liquid metal coating isn't doing much from there. So they can definitely top deck their way out of this, which is what I'm scared of. We don't have a lot of great interaction. Yeah, you just tap out one of my lands. It's fine. Can't use that. That is perfectly fine with me. I'm actually just gonna, yeah, I'm gonna snap Thoughtseize. Yep. Thoughtseize you. Take another good look at your hand. So just remove all these before we see it all. Okay, so Warping Whale. Yes, we definitely want to get rid of Karn the Great Creator there. Attack Karn. And they have the Warping Whale. But now we've at least stopped that. So now it's just really top deck city for them. They have the Warping Whale. They can just create like a blocker, which is kind of annoying. But now, yeah, so we see that mine now. With power or toughness 1 or less, yeah. Oh, okay. I didn't actually realize it had that clause in it. All right. So no blocker for a Snapcaster Mage. Our 3/1 dies. That makes sense. Yeah, I mean, I can't do anything, so just pass through. This is the trouble with stuff like Hand Disruption against a deck like this. It's oof. Okay. I mean, to be fair, if that's just their other land, then so be it. Let's see if they even have anything like super valuable to really find with that. Let's see what they get here. What are you looking for? Blast Zone. Yeah, Blast Zone's a card. Blast Zone is a card. Blast Zone's a card. That's fair. Blast Zone is a card. Okay. So we'll swing in for 2. Ooh. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Now we're cooking with gas. Now we're cooking with gas. Okay. All right. So let's swing that in. No blocks. We will ninjutsu that sucker in. Okay. Just a quick returnsies. A little bit of combat tracks. Okay. So we can't cast any of these cards. Sad life. But that blast zone has even less effect now, right? The blast zone has even less effect now, technically. They got their blast zone out. All right, so there's still a forest and an X card. We just got to try and dodge these X cards. Okay, chromatic. Okay, so they're not going to use their blast zone. That's fine. So I got to just try and hope to dodge whatever the hell they draw with this. Please, 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 please. Just don't draw like a Karn the Great Creator, please. Okay, yeah, Relic's fine. Relic's fine. That's fine with me. Okay, but they might just like redraw with that. That's fine. Just keep dodging. Keep dodging. Come on, one time. Give me one win. Just let me make my opponent work for it. Come on. Don't just top deck Karn the Great Creator. Okay, okay. That works for me. All right, all right, all right. Cool, cool, cool. All right, perfect. I like it. All right, so now we're going to untap with that. I'm going to attack. You don't say! You don't say! Okay. Okay. You don't say. I love me a little bit of Karn magic right here. Okay, so effects at the top play until the end of the turn, you may play those cards without paying their mana cost. You don't say. Okay, I'ma cast it. I'ma cast it. I'ma cast it. All right, exile target permanent. Okay, so we're gonna exile target permanent. We're gonna take the tower. Haha. Yeah, and yeah, sorry opponent. We're just gonna bring that sucker in. Who's the Tron deck now? Oh, there's some good magic right here. There's some good magic right here. This is some premium magic right here. I like it. Okay, 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 okay. I'm liking things so far. Let's see what they got here. Let's see what they got here. Civil Scrying. Okay, that's fine. You search your library for a land. That's completely valid. That's completely valid. I understand. I understand. That's completely valid. Oh, stone. Okay, so we're gonna go. We're gonna go Thought Scour to draw through. Okay. So you play your O-Stone. So I'm just gonna plus to. I'm just gonna plus to take the other like land from their hand. They put the tower into their hand and they can't even play it, so they misplayed there. I'm trying to think. I actually just could go aggro and just enable Thought Scour. I could just enable it. Yeah, you know what? I think I am. I think I'm just gonna like enable, yeah. Like, sorry, enable my Into the Story. I think that's something I have to be aware of. I think I have to try to enable my Into the Story, try and get a little bit ahead here, get some level of value. Okay, and I'll cling my own land. Just to see if I can draw some type of counter spell. Like, if I draw Drown, then, alright. Guess not. So they have 5 cards. Nice. Agadeem's Awakening. Yeah, Agadeem's Awakening definitely wants me, like, definitely makes me want to play out the Soaring Thought Thief here. This is Zombie Ninja, so I actually don't get any value out of this. Okay, perfect, and we just went. Okay, yeah, I was gonna say, okay, so we don't actually get any value out of that board. It's a very interesting niche scenario, but Fallen Shinobi definitely helped a little bit there. Okay, yeah, I mean, I think we just run it back, and yeah, we're really just gonna struggle this second time around. We could drop Cling to Dust. We could just play stuff like Mystical Dispute. Like, at least Dispute does, like, something. I don't know. Maybe not, because they're just going to get it faster. I don't know. Yeah, you know what? No need for any complicated maneuvers here. Yeah, no need for any complicated maneuvers. Let's just see what we can do. It's not a good hand. This is, I mean, it could be if we were to draw a land. It could be if we were to draw a land. Like, I'm just saying because of Drown in the Loch. I think we got a mulligan. Okay, that's fine. This is a little better to me. Just because I get the Inquisition off the top. I get the Confirm milling off of that. And then, I don't know. If for some reason they miss their land drop, I have, like... Okay, so they mulligan, they keep. I'll keep here too. Drop into the story. Done. Perfect. So we're starting off with a little bit less resources. That's what I like to see. Map off the top or what? What do we got, opponent? What do we got? No map off the top. All right. Probably like Natron. Probably Natron. Ooh, definitely taking the Sylvan Scrying. Ooh, yeah. Definitely taking the Sylvan Scrying. Okay. So to have the Warping Whale, which we gotta be aware of. So that's gone. Mystery card. Interesting. Chromatic Star is the card they drew. Okay. Okay, they'll pop it at end step. So you may cast this card for its power cost if you dealt combat damage to a player this turn. Yeah, it's got to be to a player. Okay, well, play this out, and yeah. Hopefully just dodge Natron. That's just... Well, not Nat. It's not going to be natural, I guess. Like, yeah, I mean, hopefully just dodge top deck Tron. That's the plan. Oh. Well then. Well then. Okay. Fun. You know what this is? You know what this is? This is me having fun. Ah, this is me having fun and my opponent denying it. Of course, they just top deck it. They didn't even need to draw with the Chromatic Star. Ah, okay. Alright. Our opponent just gets to play the game of Magic they want to play. And we are just going to struggle against Karn, and they have the removal spell in hand. Okay. Alright. Ugin's 8. Ugin is at least 8. That is the one thing I can be happy about. Ugin is at least 8 mana. Attack card. Oh. You got a Kozilek in there too. Yeah, okay. We'll just concede. We'll call it there because it was like I had to hold up Drown for the interaction spell. Okay. All right. Game 3. All right, game 3. So we got to show how the game or the deck itself shine, and then we got to see some of its weaknesses. So hopefully we get something a little bit in the middle this time around. We'll keep this. Yeah, we'll keep this. We got interaction off the bat. You know, the turn 1 Inquisition, and we were on the draw. Gives us an opportunity to draw land, and we have the Thought Scour, worst case. So let's see what we can do here. Okay. Okay. Control deck, probably. I mean, turn 1 Serum Visions, but Serum Visions isn't really... I don't know, do people actually play Serum Visions other than combo decks? That's what I'm wondering. Is this just like the, Storm Central? Or like, I don't know, whatever. So do this. Inquisition. Ah, yes. The Channeler decks. Okay. Well, I'll take the... It's going to be interesting. I will take the... Unholy Heat. They'll play Channeler. Could take Channeler. Leave Unholy Heat, but then they play Expressive Iteration. Or Hold Up Counterspell. I will take Unholy Heat. Yeah, I'll take the Unholy Heat. Because they don't have, like, 1-mana interaction. Worst case scenario here is I don't draw land. And I'm just forced to, like, Fatal Push or something. Because I need to... Because there's a chance that I actually just do not draw land, so I need to Fatal Push here. Yeah, I just simply need to Fatal Push here. Because then they untap with Counterspell backup. And I need to just be able to go threat-free here. For a little bit. Okay, so they played Steam Vents, Channeler. We'll probably go Iteration here. Okay. Not the type of draw that I want. Okay. Yeah, we lost. Could not find a land. That's a straight L. They're just gonna tap with counter magic. Nope. Not playing that game. So against a matchup like this, dropping into the story, Thoughtseize seems fine. Because we're back on the draw. A little bit weird, but it seems fine. We could actually drop... I'll actually drop the Fallen Shinobis. Because I think returning permanents from their graveyard should be fine. It might be a little weird with Murktide. But... Actually, like a matchup like this, I think we just like overboard a little bit. Like what is... Okay, so that's like bouncing. Maybe we drop Thoughtseizes. Cling to Dust seems fine. Maybe we drop... Yeah, maybe we just drop Zerit Sand altogether. And then... I think this is how I want to play it. So we could drop the Thought Scours and try it. I think this is how we want to play it. It's weird. It's weird. Like, I don't know how to board. I don't know how to board against a matchup like this. Again, first time really just running through this deck. So, yeah, we'll keep this. Why not? Turn 1 interaction. That's the key, right? Cavern of Souls is out here. So at least that helps against the counter magic. So we'll play that past the turn. Get up to 7 as well. I feel like this is a matchup we should... Like, they probably are favored for it. They probably are the better tempo deck. But we do have the tools to make them work for it. So... And I don't know how they... But to be fair, they didn't really see a lot of what we were doing. They only saw a very select few cards. They did not see any rogues. You know what I mean? So... They probably just think we're some type... They probably just think we're mill or something. I don't know. Like, we play Thoughtscour and Fatal Push in like a Dimir land base. They probably just think we're rogues. So... Only rogues here. Now they know what we're doing. We play Cavern of Souls and named a creature type. Now they know what we're doing. So blue and black. Bang. Untap. Play this. I forgot to attack. I'm doing the misplay thing again. Thought Scour yourself, fine. Okay, I did the misplay thing. Okay. Blood Moon is definitely problematic, but we have Brazen Borrower. That's fine. So they'll probably play Murktide Region here with some level of backup. Expressive Iteration, okay. Do they go Land Threat? If they go Land Threat, I go Snap Push. To present more threats, I go Snap Push. They have 4 card types, so it's turned on. Yeah, I'm gonna go Snap Push. Yeah. Okay, so this time we will remember to attack. Alright, end step. Are they saying anything in chat? No. I don't know why our opponent just keeps taking random pauses. But ooh. Inquisition. Don't mind if I do. 2 Unholy Heats. The fudge. Well, honestly, let them cast the Unholy Heats. Yeah, let them cast the Unholy Heats. So I got these 2 now. Begin combat. Go to attack. They'll attack both my... There you go. They'll hit both of my my Soaring Thought Thieves, but then they don't have their they don't have the ability to dig through with that, right? So like the expressive iteration, so that's something. So play the Delta, Unholy Heats at instant speed. Yeah, they'll just do it here. Yep, get the triggers off. They definitely do want me milling over their cards. That's fine. It's interesting. They're saving an Unholy Heat, or they're just going to use it here. You have to use it here. Come on. Yeah, there's no point in taking that damage. Okay, yeah, there you go. Take the 2. I'll play this out. So they still do have the Force. So they play the 2 Unholy Heats. They still have the Force. That's fine, right? Like, they have a mystery card, and it... I don't know. They have a mystery card. It could very well just be, like, you know, a blue card. Like, okay, let's see here. It's honestly, like... I'm gonna be honest here. The card that we're most worried about here is Murktide Regent, and then having a backup for Force, right? Like that is what we're most. Ooh. Okay, so they have a land, but Expressive Iteration's never fun. But I mean, if they play a land off Expressive Iteration, they have a land trapped in their hand. They have the Strands there. Unholy Heat enters. Ooh. All right. Oh, it's an opponent controls? Oh, God. I can't even save my own creatures with this. All right, fine. That's cool. All right, so they still... That's interesting. So they're showing me cards in their hand for free. Okay, that's free information. So they have a land trapped in their hand. It's fine with me. They have a land and a Force and a mystery card. Take yourself down to 7. I like it. We're playing the mill deck too. We're playing the mill deck too. Okay. We're doing stuff and things. This is what I mean. If they draw like an interaction heavy hand like this, like we're not necessarily concerned. Okay, 2 mystery cards and a force. So they can hard cast the force. We'll play the Brazen Borrower. Cast the Brazen Borrower. Blue, blue. Yeah. On top. Inquisition. Definitely counterspell. Yeah, like literally definitely counterspell. Because Mystical Dispute, at least I can work around with that knowledge, and Force Negation almost does nothing here, so. Alright, interesting. They're taking themselves down to 1. Alright. Just trying to, you know, increase, deck thinning, as Saffron Olive says, deck thinning. A little bit of deck thinning, let's see here. Perfect. Alright, we're making them work for it. I like it. Making them work for it. Okay, so it seems like our plan worked out. Wondering if we actually just play Earwig Squad. Honestly, instead of Into the Story, I'm wondering if we just play straight up more threats. Because this doesn't seem like a card that will actually resolve if they're playing Mystical Dispute, Force, and Counterspell. This doesn't seem like a card that will actually resolve. Our hand disruption actually seems so good, honestly. But we're back on the draw. I'm not on the play anymore, so I'm fine. I'm not on the play anymore. I will just play more threats. See, the thing with Earwig Squad, though... See, I don't want to play Zerat Sand either because it gets Mystical Disputed. Earwig Squad doesn't get Mystical Disputed, but it also gets bolted. It's fine. It's fine. I'm thinking into this too deep. I think I should just play more threats, though. I am on the draw. I don't want to bring in Thoughtseize. I just have to hope for removal. Hope and pray for removal here. We need to prioritize a hand that does that. Or has a fair amount of interaction. This hand is so weird. Let's see what they do here. If they keep... Yeah, we'll mulligan. The hell? No. Come on. Okay, whatever. Alright, so that we mulligan into Oblivion into non-keepable hands. Ugh. Alright. Game 3. Or game 4, I should say. Oh, God. Mulligan into Oblivion. Alright, game 4. Hopefully we don't have to mulligan into Oblivion there. Deck's feeling a little light on lands. But, I don't know, maybe that's how creature decks just work. So, let's play. We want the die roll. And, yeah. Sounds good. A little bit of everything. Ooh. Okay. Balustrade Spy. Yeah. Okay, so it's Belcher. Playing Belcher. Okay, well, we want to stop them from accelerating, really. So the Prismat, that's going to be what we want to do there. So we can take their lands and just play another land. That's fine. But what's funny about hand disruption in this matchup is that our hand disruption actually just takes their land. So that's always funny. Yeah, it's definitely Thoughtseize them here. I wonder if we just take the Balustrade Spy, but then they just play it. I don't know. I think we just take the Balustrade Spy. But then they just play like Vengevine and start going on me. I don't know. I gotta pick a way to lose, really. Like, I gotta pick a way to lose. This one's tough. I think I just take the Balustrade Spy. Pentap Prism. See if I can find a Drown in the Loch. That's fine. Now this card. Now this is how you win a game of Magic. Oh, let's get it. I think we just play this out. Now that's how you win a game of Magic. That's how you. Oh, what is going on with my computer? What is going on with my computer? Let's go with play this sucker. Take it from there. Taking a lot of damage here. I'm taking a lot of damage, but I mean, Dauthi Voidwalker is big game. Is a big game. That's a top deck. That's a top deck. I know my opponent's big confused. Like, do they just play out the thing at this point? Okay, yeah, so they could just play out the Haster. It's fine, they probably will, yeah. Play out this. I'll take the damage from it, it's fine. That's what we gotta do, that's what we gotta do, right? Ooh, Sword of the Me. Oh, right, sorry, this was part of the combo. I'm acting new here. I'm acting like I'm brand new to this format, like I don't know that's part of the combo. Okay, all right. So they got flying, they got haste. I don't want to block here. This is gonna be one of the ways I win. So I want it here. I want to block, and I want to block Fatal Push next turn, or if I can draw Fetch. So I'll take the damage here. 5 damage isn't a problem. 5 damage is not a problem. Okay. So play through, see if there's anything 3 CMC that we're worried about, and we'll take it from there. Let's get our value out of it. Yep. Get cards exiled. Perfect. Get those sort of meeks there. Perfect. And now that dies. And we just kill it. Love it. Sorry, if they do find a way to like they could Shatter Skull smashing this. If they do find a way to kill this, I could just sack it in response and get something going there. It's fine. Just hold up Counterspell. All right, well, the race begins. The race begins, opponent. The race begins. You're hitting me for 1, and then you're hoping a Shatter Skull smashing me. I think, does Shatter Skull hit me in the face? No, it doesn't. Balustrade Spy. So sacrifice. So that's just like a blocker. Yeah, so I'll counter that. That is a blocker. Yeah, that is a blocker. Fortunately, I cannot counter Balustrade Spies, so That is just an unfortunate thing I will have to deal with. That's fine. Cool. That's a threat. If I can draw land next turn. So if I can draw land next turn, then I can swing in with that. Balustrade Spy probably. Yeah, I can't deal with that. That's tough. That's the toughie right there. Okay. So we'll kill this. Yeah, we'll kill that. Might as well. See if we can find a land. Yeah, no need to take the damage, I guess. Oh, there you go. I welcome a land here. Welcome a land. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, so I'm just perfect. Yeah, so the main board Dauthi. Whew, that was a big game. The main board Dauthi Voidwalker. That was big game. So against a deck like this, Collective Brutality taking their land seems massive. Earwig Squad seems fine as well. Yeah, so this seems fine. Test of Talents doesn't... Yeah, none of this seems to matter here. Yeah, this is not going to be an Into the Story matchup at all. Thoughtseize could be... Yeah, Clinging Dust is fine. And I think we just take out the big ones, actually. Well... Brazen Borrower could be something. I'm actually forgetting how this matchup works in general here. If I go to, okay, like I'm just gonna look up modern meta here, and I know in the last challenge Belcher was like pretty up there. Is this not Belcher? Sodak with Belcher? Yeah, this is just, oh no, sorry, this isn't, I've been calling this Belcher. This isn't Belcher. This is just like, I've been calling this the wrong deck. All right, whatever. No, it's fine. I think I understand how this works. Like, I'll take these out. Just shorten my curve. These aren't doing anything for me. I'm forgetting. This isn't Belcher. I think this is how we play. I think this is how we play it. We'll take it from there. I think this is how we play it. Dauthi Voidwalker is going to be the big one. Dauthi Voidwalker is literally how we win this game. I'm going to keep the Fatal Bushes because they're going to try and play a long game with me. And yeah, this is definitely how we play it. I lost the die roll. Say less. All right, let's see what our opponent does in terms of mulligans. Oh, that Dauthi. Really, though. Honestly, that Dauthi Voidwalker, though. Yeah, this hand's fine. We have the Cobra. We have the Inquisition off the top. There's a lot that we can disrupt here. So I'm a big fan of that. Yeah, we're going to keep this. So they probably do play Leyline of the Void to some extent. But I have to just work with it, right? So, all right, I guess they don't have it out. That's fine. But I have to at least like threaten it, right? Interesting. Oh, word. All right, well. Okay. Did they just like board out the combo? Okay. All right. I guess. Yeah, I didn't board out removal for this, like, not because of Ragavan, because I knew it would get to like a grindy creature matchup, because we should have enough interaction to deal with this. But yeah, I kept my Fatal Pushes in, so if they play another threat here, we could just go Cobrew. I don't know, discard something. All right, yeah, we'll just look at their life. We'll just look at their hand. Okay. What do you want, opponent? That's pretty nice. I could play that naming rogues. We'll keep it simple. Let's look at just their hand in general for now. Yeah, let's look at their hand in general for now. Let's not limit ourselves. Yeah, so essentially for... Yeah, so Undercity Informer, Lightning Bolt is problematic. See, that's tough. That's tough. Okay, because... Okay, well... Okay, so... It has to be Undercity Informer. It has to be Undercity Informer. They just combo off with that, and I just have to try and deal with Scourge. Which sucks, because now... Highest life total. Oh, okay, well, we can actually... We should be able to beat that. So, Undercity Informer... Yeah, you know what? This is fine. Wait. So 20 minus the highest life total. So I could go -2, -2. -2, -2, gain life. And then look at their hand. Take out the lightning bolt. And they could just bolt me to try and like get it to survive. That's probably what they do here. Tough call, tough call. Yeah, so I can't do anything right now. I mean, I could. Sorry, I could. I am gonna Cobrew them. Sorry. I'm overthinking this. Yeah, Cobrew them here. Take out the bolt. They bolt me. Or they just let me take it. They have to bolt me. They might as well just get the value out of it. And then we can just drown. Yeah, okay, that's fine. We can just drown whatever they play next. And then we just take the... Yeah, we just take their land. Perfect. So in this case, next turn, we're really just gonna... We're gonna play Dauthi Voidwalker, then drown. Because we have the 4 cards in library, so we can counter anything with any future drowns. So they have a mystery card. So I need black here. Yeah, I need black here. Got to be careful with my mana. Honestly, I could just let it go to the graveyard, but no, it's fine. 1, 2. Kill that. Okay. Take it from there. Let's see what we got. 2 cards. So all these cards are unknown to me, so I should just remove these. All these cards are unknown to me. So I have Dauthi, so they can't just top deck and combo. They can't. Yeah, they can't just combo here. But they can just find an answer, so that's what we have to... When enters the battlefield. That sucks. So I think I will just... I honestly think I will snap drown this. I think I'm going to snap drown this. Just because then if they draw an interaction spell, they could just win off the top. So I'm just going to snap drown. So we have to go colorless, blue, Snapcaster. Snap the Drown of the Loch. And then what this allows me to do, right? Like, the other option is, okay, oh, yeah, let them, you know, counter the thing that they play. But it's like, no. Just keep, like, provide, like, a forward threat. Now that if they draw a creature, so be it. I have Thieves Guild and Forge, so I can just block with it, whatever. I'll take some damage, whatever, but... Let's see. Shatter Skull Smashing? All right, perfect. Let's see if we can get this 3-2, folks. 2-2. Let's see. All right, everyone. Game 5. I'm feeling the energy. I'm feeling the you know, the strong top deck, the silver bullets. Okay, interaction heavy hand, no creatures, but we'll work with it. Let's see what our opponent does. They're playing first. They're keeping their 7. No Luros. I'll keep my 7. Let's do it. So if they play turn 1 Ragavan, we're wrecked. Turn 1 Dragon's Chandler, a little bit better. Okay, so they're playing a Stomping Grounds deck. Interesting. Well, opponent, we're playing Death Shadow. Ha 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 ha, right? Oh, word? Oh, jeez. Okay. Wow, okay, we definitely need Dauthi Voidwalker. Okay. Well then, okay, yeah, take the Cathartic Reunion, 1000%. Oh, this is gonna be a tricky one. This is gonna be a tricky one. Yeah, if this was an indication of a deck needing more interaction, or sorry, more like graveyard hate, it's gonna be it right here. Oh, stop! Of course you top deck that. Okay, we might just take, like, I might just take the fat L here. We'll see what they, like, end up dredging. Oh my god, absolutely nothing. They just drew dead. They just drew dead. Oh, jeez. They just drew dead. No dredgers. Oh, jeez. Okay, no dredgers. Played City of Brass. We'll probably play Life from the Loam here. Alright. No worries. I'm like deathly scared to like enable anything here. I honestly just like, I'm gonna start milling myself. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start milling myself. I'm definitely gonna be milling myself here. Okay. I mean, I guess I play this. I don't know. No. Okay. All right. We're taking some damage. All right, but it's just a 3-2, right? Oh, it's just a 3-2. I feel like I have to. Xerath Sand is kind of interesting in this matchup. I'm not gonna lie. Xerath Sand is kind of interesting in this matchup. This is all work with it. Let's attack. Let's attack through. All right. It's kind of interesting, but they'll probably have a threat, right? Okay, so they dredge 3, nothing crazy. Again, I'm getting really lucky here if I could just find. See, this is the thing though. Now they have they have Conflagrate in their graveyard. Damn it, they have Conflagrate in their graveyard. And there's no like well, I could take a Prized Amalgam. That is something. I shouldn't say there's no permanent I can steal, but I could take a Conflagrate. But they have to create a blocker here. They have to, yeah. They have to create a blocker here. I wonder if they'll play another. If they don't, I'll drown this Xerath Sand. Maybe they put Prize Amalgam back on top. I don't know. Okay. Yeah, they have no dredgers in there, so I'm not going to attack because they'll block with Golgari Thug. That's fine. They'll block with Thug, and I'll just let them natural draw here. This is gonna be a tricky matchup to maneuver. This is a game one that's gonna be very, very tricky to maneuver. Extremely tricky to maneuver. So they have a Silver Smoke Ghoul that they can play as well. If they go to play that, I will just counter. Sure. Hive of the Eye Tyrant is actually a really interesting way to grind this out. Cling to Dust is a solid draw. Cling to Dust, milling over Cling to Dust is actually pretty big as well. There's a lot of things that can and can't go. Can go well for us. So we just have to be aware of that. Really. Like, once we play Dauthi, like, I really want to protect it with Drown, right? Like, if we get the Dauthi Voidwalker out, I really want to protect it with the Drown. But we might just have to, I don't know. Let's see how they attack. Let's see how they attack. If they attack with both of these. Interesting. I think we'll snap Thought Scour ourselves. I do need to draw into something and play some level of threats here. Don't mill over a Dauthi, please. Oof. Of course I do. One more in the deck. Okay, double Drown. We have the Xerath Sand off the top. The thing I have to worry about right now is quite literally just the Conflagrate coming at us for a crazy insane amount of damage. So we'll get our blocks off. We'll snap, but we'll block Silver Smoke with Snap. No dredgers in yard. Oh no, they did. Sorry, they dredged that over. Otherworldly Glaze is an interesting way to build dredge. I saw Sodak talking about that, so that's pretty interesting. New evolution, new card. Otherworldly Gaze. So you look at the top 3 cards of your library, put one of them in your graveyard, and the rest on top. So essentially, you put like the Dredger into the graveyard, the other 2 cards that you want to mill over back on top. So we'll block this bad boy here. Get that gone. They might just be setting up for like a big Conflagrate, which I don't blame them for. It's probably the way to go. Oh, are they just gonna Conflagrate now? Don't Conflagrate now. Opponent, don't Conflagrate now. Alright, that's fine. Okay. I think I'll just return like Prized Amalgam. Honestly, like Xerath Sand, when I attack with it, I'll probably just return Prized Amalgam, honestly. Are they going for like a massive Conflagrate here? Cuz I'm gonna just counter that. Like straight up, I'm gonna just counter that. Once they Conflagrate, I'm like free, essentially. Like that next Dauthi I play is just gonna be free. Yeah, no, we're gonna stop that. I'm liking that. I'm liking all these shocky shocks. Okay. Alright, I like it. I like it, I like it. I said I like it like that. This is such a grind. I gotta play this really carefully here. Honestly, maybe I should have let that go and just played the Xerath Sand, but I don't know. I honestly do not know. I think I'll just play the Soaring Thought Thief and take it from there. Yeah. Yeah, Creeping Chill is always going to be a problem. Creeping Chill is always going to be a problem. We don't have our life gain yet. Oh, right. Okay, well, yeah, okay. Forgot about those. Okay, yeah. You know what? I messed that up. That was my misplay. I officially messed that up by just playing that. They would have gotten those next turn. I would have been able to do something. But yeah, officially messed that up. We're going Dauthis. We'll go Earwig squads. Crippling Fear doesn't seem that bad, actually. So we'll drop the... Yeah, the top end doesn't seem that great. The discard doesn't seem terribly intuitive as well. Actually, the Thieves Guild seemed really bad. Honestly, the Thieves Guild seemed really bad because I can't mill myself. But it's something. Xerath Sand could be something. Test of Talents could be worth it on the play. It could be, right? Like, that's what's tough. Aether Gust is also a solid option. Just being able to deal with a lot of the, like, you just put it back on top of the library. Yeah, Aether Gust could probably just be the last card I play here. I don't know if I'm boarding this right, honestly. It's going to be tough. This is going to be on the back of do I draw Dauthi or not. They probably bring in Lava Axes as well. So that's another thing to be aware of when I'm just playing out Dauthi. Goddamn. We're on the play at least, so we get to get some stuff going. But if they have Lava Axe, ooh. Not Lava Axe, sorry. I'm thinking of the wrong card. Lava Axe is the one where you just like deal more damage by paying more. You know, like the card that they play where they discard a card and they deal 5 damage to a creature. That's what I'm thinking of. Yeah, so it feels like in the next iteration of this deck that I put out, I feel like I have to try more combo hate graveyard interaction. I feel like that has to be a thing. Like, I probably can't play Test of Talents. Probably have to drop one Earwig squad. Dauthi's main, maybe drop a Crippling Fear or something. Just play 4 Surgical and just take it from there. It feels like Surgical Extraction is my only out against the Tron decks, and if Dredge is going to make a big comeback like this, like it has been in the challenges, then this is really going to be my only out. So, alright, I'm on the play. It's got Dauthi. I can't ask for more, so I just got to try it. The problem is this is search target opponent's library, but what this does is it gets rid of things like the Creeping Chills. So that's a pretty big game. It doesn't interact with what's in their graveyard, which is tough. But there is a world where if we grind this out, play this right, we could mill them out. So getting cards out of the library does mean that we are able to mill them out if they keep dredging, and if we get them low enough in a Magic Christmas land, they can't dredge. Right? Like they literally cannot. If you try and dredge 3 and there's 2 cards in your library, it literally will not let you dredge. Oh, the deck plays Gemstone now. Okay, well, there goes the play. Okay, well, we might just end up getting 2-3 memed here. This league was robbed for me. Okay, that mulligan from earlier, this league was robbed for me. Yup. Oh, interesting. Okay. Well, looks like they're going for a bit of setup. I rate it. All right, Dauthi Voidwalker. Go, opponent. This is what I got for you. This is what I have for you. This is the threat that I am presenting to you, my opponent. Do you have an answer? I imagine you do. They kept to 7. I imagine they do. Yep. Paint white. Does deck play Path to Exile now? Black. This a kill spell? This deck plays Prismatic Ending? The hell? Why? Why does this deck play Prismatic Ending? What? Okay. Alright. I guess. Considering the type of interaction that exists out there right now, it's okay, yeah, like, you know, Soul Guy Lanterns out there, low to the ground creatures like low to the ground permanents like that help deal with graveyards. Sounds about right. All right, so no dredgers so far, but can't be too hopeful. 3 colors for what? Esper colors for Stinkweed Imp. Okay. If I dealt combat damage to a player, that is... Well, might as well play it out, right? Oh, Sag. Okay, well... No attacks, no attacks. I don't want to feed their graveyard. No attacks. I'll take the block. I don't know what else I'm doing with it, honestly. They'll play another one. Yeah. Field of Ruin's not that great. Field of Ruin is something, though. I mean, if they do manage to put 2 more cards in their graveyard, then, you know, Into the Story's online, so that is something. Let's see what they do. If they play like a Silver Smoke Ghoul or something, I can feel the Gemstone Caverns, and like the City of Brass is doing damage to them, so why not? They just have 3. They just have 3 of these. Like, what kind of draw is this? Ah, perfect. Yeah, exactly what I was calling. All right, so we will not give them the mana to do anything. I will take that. That is the 7th card in their graveyard. Into the Story is officially online. Let's see what they do. Let's see what they do here. They haven't been drawing lands. They don't. It looks like they have no more basics. Oh God! If this is what Mill is facing up against right now, that's some tier 1 stuff. Let me tell you, that is some tier 1 stuff. Okay, so I need like threats. Taking 2 damage a turn for a little bit is fine, but I need to do something at some point. Okay, Gemstone Caverns doing absolutely nothing is fine with me. That's fine. Literally no lands. Literally no lands. Okay, fine. I was just gonna say, like, come on. Okay, I'll probably drop the Thought Scour, honestly. I'll probably just... Well, actually, Thieves Guild Enforcer. Yeah, I'll just drop the Thieves Guild. That's... A Thought Scour, I can at least Thought Scour myself. But, yeah. I'll take 3, go to 12. I'll like return prized amalgams to my thing. Play that type of game. Yep. Oh my lord. Alright, just flash this sucker in. It's insane! It's insane, it's insane, it's insane. It's insane in the brain. It's insane in the brain. That's fine. Let's see what we got. It's insane in the brain. Alright, let's see here. Sorry about that. Cling is nice. Cling is, yeah. Cling is nice. Oh, that was a mistake. I actually should have field ruined this. I actually should have field ruined that, but it's fine. I'll attack through. Because then they might be able to cast other spells. So I'll attack. I will return. Honestly, just give me the prized amalgam. Oh, no, that is a mistake. Well, a slight mistake. Okay, so if I return that, that's going to trigger the other prized amalgam. I actually never understood. I actually didn't know that's how that worked. Yeah, I actually did not know that's how that worked. Okay, so I will have to cling to... I wanted to cling dust the Silver Smoke Ghoul, but I have to get that now. Because I don't want to give them an amalgam for free. That's fine. Sucks though. We can't exactly play the Earwig squad. But oh well. I misplayed that because I wanted to play that and play Earwig, but I misplayed that astronomically in both ways. I should have, first and foremost, I shouldn't even be thinking about playing Earwig squad because I should have field of ruin the City of Brass because that stops them from casting a bunch of their spells, considering Gemstone Cavern is the only land they have. And now and then it would actually shut them out of playing that last Stinkweed Ink. So that is my number one problem right here. I allowed this Stinkweed Imp to be cast. I allow the Stinkweed Imp to be cast. Sure. So hit myself with this. Okay, no need to go too deep here. Alright, cling to dust on Silver Smote. Actually, wait, hold on. Before we make mistake again. Before we make that mistake again. Hit that. Yeah, hit that. Here. So, we're in a bit of a board stall here, right? I think that should be very evidently clear. We're in a bit of a board stall. Because I don't want to attack. Because they kill my creatures, and I kill their creatures, putting dredgers into the yard. The only time I want to do that... The only time I want to do that is when I have Cling to Dust up. So I can attack with the prized amalgam. That's fine. I attack with the prized amalgam and put cards into like just Cling to Dust stuff. Ooh, okay, perfect. I like that. I like that. Okay, this is where things get tricky. So Hive of the Eye Tyrant would actually be big, but we lost it. So that sucks. Honestly, I think we'll just play Earwig Squad. It's a 5/3. We don't get the Prowl out of it, but it's something. Could just flash in its Zerit Sand as well, but okay. So we're gonna hold up. The Into the Story. So my biggest thing right now is just finding Dauthi. Once I find Dauthi, I can just like swing in favorably because I have the Agadeems in hand. So if I really needed to get big and return cards to the battlefield, I can do it that way. So that's what I want to do here, and I can try and win the race that way. Thankfully, the cards in their graveyard aren't that powerful, but this is going to be a grind fest. They're making us work for it. This is gonna be the bulk of the video. I can tell. This is gonna be the bulk of the video. So I'll attack with this. Perfect. Sure. And I will cling to dust your Dredger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Done. Cling it. Just trying to find a Dauthi. This is the type of game we gotta play. Just because I'm not playing Surgical Extraction. Definitely gotta be playing more Graveyard Hate. Or, yeah, Graveyard, combo, whatever. It sucks that we only have 2 fields, though. If we were playing Mill against this list, and, you know, just beyond the plethora of preparedness I already am for a deck list like this, just being able to field ruin them into oblivion is definitely something I look forward to doing. So he drew the Otherworldly Gaze. 2 cards in graveyard. So next turn we will we'll into the story, try and find Dauthi, and just start free swinging. Just start all swinging. That is our only plan here. Okay, so you get your Narcs back. You get your prize back. Yeah. Sad life, sad life, sad life, sad life. They get that back. Sure. Bruh. All right. Yeah, well, do nothing. Do nothing. Yeah. Because I don't want to discard cards if I don't have to. Oh, I hate this. I hate this. I can't believe I'm grinding this out with Dredge. I can't believe this is the game of Magic I'm playing right now. I cannot believe this is the game of Magic I'm playing right now. What is going on? I'm just getting like a... Alright. Just getting a ton of phone notifications. Sorry, folks. Okay, take the 3. It's fine. Honestly, I could just start playing the mill game at some point, right? Like, once I get a Dauthi out, I could just start playing the mill game. So I'll draw a bunch of cards. I wonder if this deck plays counterspells now that it, like, tries to lean into blue a bit more with Otherworldly Gaze. I wonder. Okay. Silver Smoke Ghoul and Creeping Chill. Otherworldly Gaze. Get to do some interesting things. Get to do some interesting things. Alright, get yourself a narc. Get yourself a narc, you narc. Did I bring in... I did bring in the board wipe. I like it. I did bring in that board wipe, didn't I? Ooh, there it is. There it is. There it is. Okay. Yeah, we can start killing things next turn. Yeah, get that out of there. Get that out of there. Combat. So it's lethal. They have to block 1. It's lethal. You have to block 1. All right, there you go. You're going to kill that. That's fine. All right. That's cool. Kill that. All right. We did a bunch of things. I did a bunch of things. Hopefully, I wasn't too aggressive with my life total. Hopefully. Hopefully, I don't just top deck land, conflagrate, and, you know, like, just swing for 2 and whatever. I did a bunch of things. Okay, no dredge. Clean draw. Clean draw. You got yourself a land. Clean draw. So they'll probably kill it now, right? You probably have some level of answer to this. Yeah, so another prismatic. That's fine. I got my value out of it. Yeah, that's fine. I got my value out of the card. So I will now cling to dust your Golgari Grave Troll and just start taking things from there. I will cling to dust your GGT, or not your Golgari Grave Troll, sorry, your Golgari Thrive, your GT. Cling to dust your GT. Yeah, good, good call on leaving both up. Let's attack. So they gotta grind me out of this game now, right? Like that's what they truly have to do right now. So I will cling to dust your Golgari Grave Troll. That has to happen. No ifs, ands, or buts. 1, 2, 3. I don't know, 4, and then 5. We're probably not getting the Earwig Squad back. I'm thinking of like the value out of Agadeem's Awakening. Okay. Perfect. There you go. Cling to dust. Cling to dust is the reason we won this game. Cling to dust is the reason we won this game. And I might be tuning my horn a little bit early, but oh my. This dredge game. This dredge game. This dredge game is something. Truly, this dredge game is something. Okay. Whew. Okay, we got there. We got there. We got there. We got there. All right. Okay. Run it back. And keep going. Like, oh, wow. That was a game of Magic the Gathering. And we're going to have to do it again. I'm happy we were able to at least make our opponents work for these games. That does make me happy, but yeah. That does make me happy there. Let's see here. Let's see here. Yo, so this hand is kind of not it. Not gonna lie, this hand is kind of not it. I'm gonna mulligan. This hand's kind of not it either, but it's something. It's oh god, this hand's like arguably the same, if not worse. Yeah, this hand's the same, arguably. All right. Well, why not? I'll shock this in. I'll shock this in. Another Cling to Dust would actually be massive. Maybe I need to, honestly, maybe I need to drop the Snapcaster Mages. Like, honestly, I think the next iteration of this deck, I'll drop Snapcasters, the Fallen Shinobis. Maybe I can go all in on the Cavern of Souls, not have to worry about counter spells, like against the Murktide decks. And then just, I don't know, just try from there. So Thrilling Discovery, hopefully they whiff. God, yeah, they're definitely not gonna whiff here. All right, that's fine. You got yourself some magic cards. So I will doing all of these. So nothing crazy, no Silver Smoke Ghouls, which I'm happy about. Just one Creeping Chill. Nothing too crazy as of yet. Okay. I'm gonna mill myself a little bit here. Perfect. Got myself another land. Yeah, we could just play Dauthi Voidwalker here. We could just play Dauthi Voidwalker here. Yeah, I think I'll do that, because what that does is that stops them from dredging on their turn here. I will just play the Dauthi Voidwalker. Slow them down for a turn. What do you got, opponent? Good top deck, good top deck. Let's see what we got here. Interesting. Okay. Risky proposition right there. That is a risky proposition right there. I'm gonna play the Soaring Thought Thief and start milling you out. That's what I'm gonna do right now. Yeah, I'm or I could play Earwig Squad. I could get the, because that forces the shuffle so they don't have what they want on top, and I get rid of anything problematic that I might think they have. Like the Creeping Chills are relatively problematic, because that doesn't, the Creeping Chills essentially don't allow me to play the mill game, right? That's fine. Okay, get rid of both of those. Yep. You like to see it. So that's one Creeping Chill gone. Actually pretty big here. Hopefully you don't play like a land and some garbage. Oh, that's actually, oh, that makes sense. That's probably why they did that on upkeep. Try and get something like that going. Now I'm wondering, I think I just Earwig Squad here. So Prowl cost, you may cast this for a Prowl cost if you dealt combat damage to a player this turn with a rogue. This is a rogue, I'm fine. Okay, I think I'll do that. So let's attack. Or I could, honestly, I could just protect the Dauthi. That is probably my best option. You know what? Yeah, I will just protect the Dauthi Voidwalker. I can try and run this Dauthi Voidwalker out to a win. Let's do that. I have John of the Loch. Let's do that. Lightning Axe. There you go. That's the card I was looking at. Not Lava Axe. Lightning Axe is the card I'm thinking of. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. That is... Wow, that is an aggressive move right there. That is... I don't think that's how Dredge works. I mean, they're probably just looking to draw 2 clean cards, honestly. Yeah, they're not... Yeah, they are getting hella desperate here. I love it. Okay, so they might have drawn a Lightning Axe, which is what I'm scared of. So I don't need to, yeah, okay, yeah, I don't need to lose to any specific card here. So play that tapped. Yeah, that's fine. Bring this in. I will play the Soaring Thought Thief so that now we are playing this mill game with them. Right? We're milling them over. We're presenting a pretty valid threat here. A 4/2. 4/2 that's exiling their graveyard, right? So pretty valid threats all around. While they try and find something. Let's see what we can get going here. And we can wait on the Earwig Squad. Like next turn. We can play it next turn. With drown up. Ooh, Dauthi is just such big game. Such big game. And here, I actually don't want to fetch, because then they could just respond with a lightning axe to my fetch. They might just have 2 prismatics here, but if they do, then I just have to, like, yeah, 2 colors, X equals 1, that's fine. I just have to work with it. Counter. Yeah, if they have 2 prismatics, so be it. I mean, we exiled 1, they have 1 in their hand, like, what are we, you know. Alright. It's not much I can do beyond that. Or if they have like a lightning axe or something. Yeah, so they probably just have 2 here. That's fine. Oh, they don't! Oh, they don't! Oh, no! Oh, no, opponent! Oh, no. Not again. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no, opponent. Oh, no, let's go! Yes! Yo, the 3-2 with rogues. I love it. Alright, yo, let me catch y'all on the let me catch y'all on the rewind here. Oh, I love that. I love that. Alright, everyone, we're here for the wrap up. I'm happy we got that 3-2. Dauthi Voidwalker is the card that shined. Oh, what a card. What a card. Dauthi Voidwalker itself, like, just having that unblockable aspect and just being able to cast those big spells. We get to cast the freaking card. Oh, that was so sweet. That, like, come on. That's just it. Oh, that's so good. But I really think we could have, like, 4-1'd or something if our mulligans were with us. I think we could have made our opponent work for it. But I like the way this deck is working. I think Test of Talents might not be necessary. But I don't know. Earwig Squad was pretty good too. I think there's some pluses or minuses that we can make in this deck for sure. Just to make things tick a little bit more. I'm wondering if potentially the Dauthi should just go main board instead of Snapcaster Mages and just deal with the downside that might give. But Snapcaster's so good, and maybe just get rid of the Fallen Shinobis and play other rogues. Let me know what you think. And I mean, the only reason I want to do that is that opens up sideboard slots for things like Surgical Extraction, which I think Surgical Extraction is what I want here. There's so many incidental ways to mill in this deck, and if we went a more discard heavy route with Una, something like Una's Blackguard that Saffron Olive was playing, that could be another way to get cards out of their hand that we do on a Surgical. Especially with a matchup like Dredge, we managed to be patient and play our way out of it, but that's not something that can always happen, so we do really want more alternative sources of graveyard hate to deal with some of their enablers and some of their dredgers. So all in all, I'm liking this deck. Let me know if you want to see more gameplay of it coming up, and I definitely want to look at playing more decks. Let me know if you want to see me play some Dredge. Let me know what deck you want to see me play that is mill adjacent. That is my clause there, but we'll end it off there. Let me know what you think, and remember that even the impossible is possible. And as we ponder that thought, I hope you'll join me next time as we take a glimpse into the unthinkable.